Hey boys and girls, welcome to our first unit of World History 2, which is World Religions. In this unit we're going to be covering the 5 major world religions: Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. Today's focus is on Hinduism and Judaism, so let's go ahead and get started. At any time during the video, if you need to pause, rewind, please feel free to do so. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Let's get started. All right, a couple key terms just to kind of help clear up some maybe possible confusion, especially when we get to things like the Reformation, is what religion actually is. Religion, collection of practices based on beliefs that are highly valued or sacred, meaning they're super important. Within a religion, you have a branch. It's the same religion, different beliefs, such as who is closest to God. Those are probably the easiest example to give you. And then you have denomination. People having its own organization and a distinctive faith. Alright. So for example, we got Christianity as our religion. Our branch could be Catholic, Orthodox, or Protestant. And the denomination, you could have Baptist, Methodist, or Presbyterian. Okay. So your religion is Christianity. You might be a Catholic, which might make you a Roman Catholic, or if you're a Protestant, you might be a Baptist or a Methodist. These two you should know from World 1. Polytheism, when you believe in one or more gods. I'm sorry, more than one god. My bad. And then monotheism is the belief that only one god exists. Alright, Hinduism. And you can see from this timeline, Hinduism is by far the world's oldest religion that we know of, or at least that's been documented, then followed by Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. That makes Hinduism the world's oldest religion at 7,500 years old. It also begins, get my pointer here, in India. The Indus River Valley begins in the Indus River Valley. And then present day, it pretty much has stayed in the Indian subcontinent. India, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam is where you find most Hindus, which are followers of Hinduism. The beliefs of Hindus. They believe in many forms of one God. Now some might say it's polytheism, some say it's monotheism, however you wish to interpret it, but Hindus believe in many forms of one God. You have Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Now, they worship many gods and goddesses, but believe in one single spirit. Each god is part of a single, all-powerful force called Brahman. The soul of every creature is part of Brahma, a single unifying spirit. All life, human or animal, is sacred. This is a popular holiday, festival, religious observance. It's called Holi, and it's known as the Festival of Colors. It kind of looks like those races they run in the United States called the Color Me Rads or whatever. Other beliefs. Karma. Each person is responsible for all of his or her deeds in past lives. Good behavior is rewarded, bad is punished. So here, karma is often referred to as what goes around comes around. Dharma. You got the Dharma wheel here, popular in both Hinduism and Buddhism. Each individual is born with a sacred duty in life. One incurs good karma by fulfilling their dharma. So if it's your duty to be a teacher, or if it's your duty to be a doctor or something, that you are fulfilling your dharma. And then you have reincarnation, which is the rebirth of the soul. Good behavior is rewarded, and bad is punished. Okay? And then here in this picture, got a little ahead of myself here, something called nirvana. Not the band. Nirvana is the supreme state free from suffering and individual existence, also referred to as self-realization or God realization. So you don't suffer. You're at peace with everything. That's the simple, most easiest explanation. And another thing is called moksha. Okay. This kind of moksha is, reincarnation is part of moksha, which basically is the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Okay. So the key ones: reincarnation, karma, dharma. Excuse me. Here again, nirvana. Okay, you're at peace with the universe. You're not filled with jealousy, envy. Your soul is at peace. You're happy. It's almost like you have reached a perfect state of human form, if you will. All right. And then the sacred writings. You have the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Mahabharata, which is a large body of text originating in ancient India, containing the oldest scriptures of Hinduism. All right. So these are all very important texts to the Hindus, writings, stories, all those things that you would, like an example in the Bible, lots of stories, lessons, psalms, all those types of things. Kind of the same thing that you have here with these three Hindu texts. Now, a major part of Hinduism is the caste system. Okay, and the caste system was brought around by the Aryans as they came into the Indus River Valley, which you learned about in World I. The caste system is by birth, and you cannot move out of your caste unless you have good karma, the dharma, you die reborn, and you come up. Let's say you're a merchant here in the Vaishyas, you die, but you had good karma and you did your duty and all those things, and then you might move up into the Kshatriyas and become a warrior or a local ruler of some sort. So the caste system is very strict, and people do not mingle with people outside. Clicker's not working here. Outside their caste. So if you're in this caste here, you don't mingle with people below you or above you. Okay. And the lowest of the low are the Dalits, the outcasts, the untouchables, as they call the filthiest people in society. Now, going back to this picture here, okay, we've got the Brahmins. They're at the top of a body, and so they're the highest form. And then you've got, the arms, and then the feet are down at the bottom, which are the lowliest or the dirtiest. And here again, that social class pyramid that we talked about last year with class systems. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, Shudras, Pariah, children of God, the untouchables, etc. The sacred river, or the Ganges River, is the sacred river in India. And it's a very powerful source of healing. Some people will bottle the water and keep it in their house, so if somebody gets sick or ill, they can take that water and kind of rub it on the person, the wound, etc. It's said to cleanse a person's soul and get rid of the past sins and things like that. So it's a very special river that people use to, again, cleanse themselves. Unfortunately, the river is very polluted, very dirty, but again, it's still very sacred to the Hindus. All right, that is Hinduism in a nutshell. Obviously, much more we could talk about, but focus on the beliefs. Main thing you want to remember is where it starts and where it is in present day. All right. Next, we have Judaism. Judaism is the world's second oldest religion, and as you can see here, it starts in the Eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East, and Canaan. All right, and then in modern times, it is here now, which is also known as Israel. as well as, not on the map, but the United States has a very large population of Jewish people as well. Judaism is 3,300 years old. All right. So present day distribution, you got Israel and North America. All right. Beliefs. This is Hebrew for Yahweh, which means one God, Yahweh, which is spelled Y-A-H-W-E-H. They also believe in, awaiting the Messiah, the belief that someone will come to deliver the Jews from the evils of the world. A Messiah is someone who is expected to come and save a group of people from peril. Okay, so like Jesus Christ was a Messiah, he was a Savior to the Christians when Christianity was starting to spread throughout the Roman Empire. Your sacred writings, you have the Torah, which is kind of generally the classic or traditional way it was presented was a scroll. And then you have the Talmud. The Torah, primary source of Jewish law, including the Old Testament, which is a big part of the Christian Bible, and subsequent interpretations thereof. And then the Talmud is a collection of ancient writings on Jewish law and tradition. So the Torah, lots of beliefs, okay, and then here you have traditions and laws. And then another of the sacred writings is the Ten Commandments, which is kind of a big thing to the Christians as well. And those come from Moses, the biblical commandments of Moses. Some holidays that you've probably heard about: Passover, Hanukkah, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur. Right. Hanukkah obviously is around the time of Christians when they celebrate Christmas. Alright, here's a picture of the Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall. This is the only part of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem in which remains today. Obviously, time has taken its toll on this once famous temple. It is a place of pilgrimage and prayer. Many Jews write petitions or prayers addressed to God on pieces of paper, which they place in the cracks in the wall. Okay, so there's many cracks around here, and people take paper and write down a prayer for themselves or someone else and stick them in the wall in hopes that they will be answered. This is the city of Jerusalem, the capital and the largest city of the modern state of Israel, and the holiest city for Jews. Now, Jerusalem is also important to Christians as well as Muslims. So, right now it is in Israel, but again, has some great importance to Christians and Muslims. Alright, so that is the end of these notes on Hinduism and Judaism. Okay, and as you can see here, this is just a little follow-up. Distribution of world religions. Christianity is the largest world religion. Islam is second. Okay, these two are the youngest of the world religions, of the major world religions, but they have the highest number of followers. Judaism is here with less than 0.5%. Buddhism, Hinduism is at 14, and then you have your non-religious people that might be atheists, etc. Alright, so some things to remember. Alright. If you have any questions about today's notes, please write them down and we can talk about them in class. Okay, anything that you want further explained, we can do that. Make sure you write them down. Okay. Even if it doesn't have to be a question, it could be a reminder. Hey, can you go over this part tomorrow? And then key points to remember, the locations, past and current, where these places, religion started, and where they've grown to in other parts of the world, if they have spread. And then sacred texts and beliefs. Alright, so finish your notes, go back over, look them over, and if you have any questions, bring them to class next block. See you then.